In order to make sure that our writing is clear, concise, cohesive, and effective for our readers, we as writers need to make sure that we're getting the best words in the best order. You have already learned that writers can delete unnecessary and repeated words in order to avoid unintended repetition and wordiness in our writing. After all, we want to use only the most necessary, important words to keep our readers invested in our writing. Today, you will learn that we can also revise by rearranging words and groups of words to improve our sentences. How do we put words in the ideal or perfect place? It depends on the message you're trying to share with your audience. For example, if you want to emphasize an idea or image, put it first. A nifty tool sentence revisers have is the ability to rearrange words and groups of words. I learned as an adult that it's easier to keep my home neat if I put everything in its place. For example, all the t-shirts in one drawer, jeans in another. Some things belong together, others belong apart. Sometimes it takes a bit of trial and error, testing and tweaking. In general, there are ideal places for words and groups of words too. However, only through trying several different ways can we be sure we have them in the optimal or best order. In this lesson, I will teach you how to rearrange words and groups of words in your writing to make your sentences clear and effective. Tip number 1. When trying to put the best words in the best order, we can sometimes move a descriptor word in front of the noun it is describing. For example, ravenous modifies who or what in this sentence. Tommy, right? So we can move ravenous in front of Tommy to show that this word is describing how he's feeling. The closer the descriptor words are to the noun they describe, the better chance that we are being clear for our audience. Notice that we'll also need to use the delete strategy because it wouldn't make any sense to leave he was at the end of the passage. Often the delete and rearrange strategies go hand in hand during sentence revision. Tip number 2. Sometimes we need to move more than just one word in order to make our writing clear and effective. We may need to move a chunk or group of words. For example, I might want my reader to know where the item in the room is before knowing what it was. My purpose is to create a picture of this scene for my readers, so it is ideal to put the location of the item first. This leaves the mystery about what is coming next open. Tip number 3. Sometimes we just need to be sure our information is in the correct order, so our writing is easy for readers to understand. In this case, we rearrange to make the passage flow more logically. You can see that in the first example, we run the risk of confusing our readers by misordering the process of making the fruit salad. The second example not only shows readers what needs to happen step by step, it also prioritizes informing the audience that we're making a fruit salad by putting that information first. Let me show you how I might rearrange words or groups of words in this passage, adapted from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, in order to make it clearer and more effective for an audience. I would start by asking myself, are there words or groups of words that can be moved to the ideal place? And what words can be rearranged so that my meaning is clear and my message is effective? The original passage says, Harry forced the goblet back toward Dumbledore's mouth. He hated himself and was repulsed by what he was doing. The problem that I see with this passage is that there are two characters in the passage, and we can't really be sure who he is referring to. We need to make it more effective and clearer for our audience by moving this, he hated himself, closer to the character we're referring to. So I might move this part of the sentence in front of Harry. Hating himself, Harry forced the goblet back toward Dumbledore's mouth. He was repulsed by what he was doing. This is better, but is there anything else that we should do to make sure all of the words are in the ideal order? I'm also thinking that he was repulsed by what he was doing is a little unclear. I need to make sure that my audience also knows that this is referring to Harry. So I'm going to move this part too. Hating himself, repulsed by what he was doing, Harry forced the goblet back toward Dumbledore's mouth. By moving these groups of words before Harry, I'm making my passage clearer for my reader. Now it's your turn. Look for words or groups of words that can be rearranged so that they are in the ideal place in the passage. Press pause on this video and in your notebook. Use the rearrange strategy to rewrite the passage. Make sure readers know what order the sequence of events happens in. When you are finished, press play to compare your work to possible revisions. Take a moment to compare your revision to this one. As writers, we can use the rearrange strategy to revise our writing so that our words are in the ideal order, making our writing clear and effective.